All right, Neil, you're going to give us
Yes.
a review of Frieren Beyond Journey's End Season 2.
Yes,
Uh,
I am.
Let us know all about it, man.
All right. Well, Frieren, season 2 just finished, and it was once again animated by Madhouse Animation. It is based on the manga series created by Kanehiro Yamada and Tsukasa Abe. And what is Frieren in the group? What are they doing right now? They are continuing their journey onto the Northern Lands, where Frieren hopes to possibly be reunited with Himmel the hero, who died at the beginning of the series. And this is about the trials and tribulations and the small moments of adventure and human bonding that happen in between in this journey. So I will say this season is not that different from the first one. However, it's still incredible. It still has all the same positives and great attributes that the original Frieren season had and the manga, and just continues its trajectory as being a just a fantastic modern anime series that really encapsulates everything that is great about the medium as a whole.
Hmm. Okay. So what's going on in this second season story wise?
So story wise, that's kind of one of the complicated things about this is because this is very much like a setup season, if you will, because they've already announced season 3, and season 2 has a bit more what you would call filler arcs, and isn't the most consequential season in the world. The main thrust is that there is a village that is decimated by a demon known as the Divine Revolte, and it's about them trying to defeat this demon. And then beyond that, it's mainly just smaller sub stories. Like there's one about um them encountering a dwarf that's trying to brew the best liquor in the world. There's another one where Frieren is in prison because she forgot to pay taxes on a loan she was given years ago. There's a cute story about Fern and Stark, who are the two younger members of the group, going on a date for the first time because one of the subplots is that they keep like making googly eyes at each other and never actually doing anything about it. And so so honestly, not much of a story happens in season 2. It's mainly going to be in season 3 because they've already announced season 3, which is going to premiere in October of 2027. It's going to be the Golden Land arc, which is a big moment in the manga. It's one of the bigger storylines in that series. So unfortunately, if you want to see a really consequential season of the show, you kind of have to wait a little bit. However, what we do have here is just more of the great side stories and like little small moments that really add up to a bigger whole that Frieren is really known for.
Okay. So would you call it filler or not filler because it still actually matters to the plot of
Um, I would say it's filler, but it's great filler is how I describe it. Frieren as a series kind of has this interesting trajectory where like there are big plot moments to it, but like half of the appeal of the show and the manga series as a whole is the filler stuff. So like you'll have like the Mage Academy story from the first season, which is a big deal. You'll have the Golden Land, which is going to be in season 3, and then later on the manga, you'll have stuff like the goddess statue and the mage assassins and stuff like that that are big deals. But like you'll also get like 10 or 15 chapters in a row that are just nothing but small adventures that the group is on. So yes, this is, quote unquote, a filler series, but like season, but at the same time, the filler is kind of what makes Frieren special because it's the filler that really develops its characters and its world and really fleshes out, the narrative and the broader strokes of everything that's going on and the characters that are involved in it.
it. Okay. Interesting there. And do you read the manga of it or?
Yes, I do. The manga is currently on hiatus. It's been on hiatus since December of last year, unfortunately, and we're still waiting on a return date. But I'm kind of mad at the manga honestly because they had different hiatus that ended in July of 2025, and then they came back for like 5 months and then went back on hiatus again. So I'm just like, guys, I know stuff happens in real life, but come on, just get back to it, please.
So when they do season three, is it going to be a situation where this, like, the creator of the manga has to go like, okay, well, I'll just tell you kind of what happens, and they have to kind of fill in the meantime while there is
Oh
a pilot.
no. Oh no, no, no. So the goal so the guys stat so the Golden Land arc is which what they're gonna do in season three. And that happened way back in the day, way back, several years ago in the manga. So that's been fully written and developed in the manga series. It's only gonna be like later on, where they might have like a filler issue that they have to figure out, but hopefully they don't. But going back to season 2, it continues the strengths of the original season where the animation is just outstanding. It's movie quality animation week after week. It continues the tradition of having great voice acting from all the main characters. It continues this tradition of having really phenomenal character writing, even though admittedly a lot of this isn't like super substantial in the grand scheme of the series as a whole. It's still immensely enjoyable, and it really just nails down its character writing and its world building so flawlessly that you kind of stop worrying about the fact that there's not really a big consequential event happening this season because you just enjoy the characters and this world so much.
Mm, okay. Is there much of an improvement animation wise from the second season to the first season?
I will say I think some of the animation quality is a little better in season 2 because they just really take the time to add flourishes that can only be done in the animation medium that were really cool. Like, there's a really good example of this in the episode where Frieren's arrested because she didn't pay her interest payments on her loan. She gets arrested in a mining town, and her punishment is she's got to dig up silver. And in the manga, there's like a half a page scene where she like lights up a tunnel to get into the silver mine. In the anime, they go way over what they needed to make this animation of her lighting up the tunnel phenomenal looking. Like, they do all sorts of camera angle tricks. They like make the light reflect off of the side of the walls just like borderline flawlessly, and it's incredible just because you just think you didn't need to do all this, but I really appreciate that you did because it's really just phenomenal art. But the main thrust of the story of this season, what there is that they have to defeat this demon called the Divine Revolti, who is a demon that some of the mages encountered years ago, mainly Genau, who's one of the mages in the Mage Academy that Fern graduated from in season 1. And even though Divine Revolti is not that interesting of a character, the character work with the heroes is what makes that arc interesting because you learn more about the Mage Academy that Genau and Fern are part of and what kind of missions they go on and how they kind of feel about their mission to, kind of promote magic and protect the citizens. I thought that was really interesting. And plus, you get to see Frieren interacting with this academy who she's kind of has an strained relationship with, which is always interesting to me because she's like the most powerful mage in this universe, yet she's kind of actively chooses not to be a member of the Mage Academy. So I find that dichotomy really interesting to kind of expect and interact with. And plus, with everything going on in her party with Fern and Stark, I thought that really added a lot to the show.
Okay. So it'll be your rating for Frieren Beyond Journey's End season two.
This is anime. I hate to be a broken record, but Frieren was great in season 1. It's great in season 2. It's going to be great in season 3. So watch good anime, watch good art, and enjoy it. This is anime.
And right now people can watch it on Crunchyroll, right?
Yes, season 1 is on both Crunchyroll and Netflix. Season 2 is currently exclusively on Crunchyroll, but I bet it's going to be on Netflix at some point soon. But yeah, we watch it on Crunchyroll. There's a lot of really good anime coming out recently that I want to check out. But Frieren is a real diamond in this medium and animation as a whole. So this is anime.
Mm, nice, nice there. Okay, very cool there. So, and you've been highly praising this show a lot. You've been saying it's pretty much the best anime out right now. So
Yeah, as far as like currently airing anime, yeah, I think so. I mean, granted, I don't see every single anime that ever comes out these days, but at the same time, like I can think of like maybe a select few that I've seen in like the past 5 years that have really got me hooked and really engaged and really touched me as much as Frieren has. So it's quite a special series.
mm, yeah, nice. Okay. You do make me want to check it out. Thank you so much, Neil, for your review there.
Of course, happy to do it.